Alright guys, so it's Friday night and I just put all this back together. I had the upper intake off, valve covers off. What I did was I replaced or cleaned off the intake rocker arm studs because I was getting oil into a couple of cylinders pretty bad. You can see here I pulled the plugs out, so number 4 and number 6 back here. Try to get it in the frame, it probably would help. So you can see they're kind of oil fouled. The rest don't look too bad. I didn't drive it very far. I just drove it from over by the other garage to here earlier in the week, so it didn't have a chance to get warmed up. But like I said, number 4 and 6 were the main culprits. And the reason I was, besides the plugs, it kept on at wide open throttle. It would ping, even with the timing pulled back to like 26 degrees. So I figured something was up, pulled the plugs again, and then I saw that. So I knew I had to figure it out. I thought at first it was the valve seals, and I thought, well, but I put new valve seals on when we had the heads off. So got to thinking maybe it's just a rocker stud, so I thought I'd try that first. So now that that's wrapped up, I still gotta put in the new speedometer cable. I got my seat back from PJ finally. He had it up there a couple of months, but he put all new fabric around the outside. The only original stuff is the center part. The piping and everything's not quite a perfect color match, but it looks better than the Capri. That's the spare seat from the Capri, or the passenger seat from the Capri. I've been using that thing. Got to put the new speedometer cable in. The other one, the one that's in there, touched the header, so I'm going to wrap it with this stuff. And then I got to take part of the dash out, the lights for the what you call it, climate controls don't work, so I must have popped the socket out. And Eric asked me to tell you, because he had this problem. I was able to tell him what it was, because it happened to me once on a Holly intake. If you run your PCV hose up here to this crossover, it'll make it more likely to suck oil out of through the PCV. What happens, I think, is the air going past kind of creates a siphon, so it's like extra vacuum or whatever, and it'll pull oil in, and then you'll have oil that'll travel down through the throttle body and come out your mass air meter. It happened to me once, and I kind of figured out what happened. I changed where I hooked up the PCV, and I haven't had any issues since. I mean, you're always going to get a little bit of oil with a EFI system, just because of the vacuum and all that, and there's a lot of activity going on in the lifter valley, especially when you got, I got crossbar lifters on this and a high pressure, high volume pump, so there's a lot of oil getting slung around. What I did was I popped out the freeze plug in the back of the intake, and I welded a real like a 1/2 inch thick aluminum dowel in there, and then I drilled it and tapped it for the vacuum port. You can use something from Lowe's, even get a T if you need to, or whatever. You can figure it out. It's not real complicated. So anyway, that's what's going on with this thing. Still got to put the speedometer cable, fix the dash, recalibrate the wideband, put the seat in, and then I can get this out of the garage. And I got the blue car, Stupor Trooper, got the gas run down on it, so I can pull it in here and start taking the engine out probably Sunday. It's supposed to be raining all weekend, so nobody's going to be going to the track, I suspect. But we'll see. That could change. How the weather fairies are. So that's going to wrap this up. That's plenty of gibberish. Just wanted to share. I've been reading some stuff online about reading spark plugs. So what I'm going to do is, when I get this fired up, is go run it wide open throttle and then cut it right at the shift point, turn the ignition off, push the clutch in, coast to the side of the road. Of course, I'll do it in an unpopulated area, and then pull the plug out, and then pop another plug in, and then bring this home and then cut the spark plug off right in here, just the metal part, so you can read down inside there the band on the insulator, and here on the strap. It's pretty interesting. I'll post some links down below in the comments that I've been reading. You guys can check it out. It's pretty neat stuff. These are a lot harder to read than the old RF9Ys I had in my old Maverick when I was a kid. But that's it. Appreciate y'all. Later.